Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about something powerful, something magnetic, something every woman has the ability to tap into, but most underestimate. Men can't resist when women wear these 8 things, but don't be fooled. It's not about brands, budgets, or runway looks. It's about what these choices represent. Attraction is about energy, not just appearance. We hear that phrase often, but let's unpack what it really means. We live in a world obsessed with visuals, filters, photos, fashion, and physical perfection. And while appearance may catch attention for a moment, it's your energy that makes someone stay. A woman could walk into a room in the most expensive dress, hair perfectly styled, makeup on point, but if her energy is anxious, self-critical, or closed off, it creates an invisible wall. On the other hand, someone else could enter in a simple outfit, nothing extravagant, and yet all eyes are drawn to her. Why? Because her energy is magnetic, she's present, she carries herself with certainty. That's not something you can fake, and it's definitely not something you can buy. People, especially men, respond to how they feel in your presence, not just what they see. Think about the times you've been around someone who made you feel calm, seen, or excited just by being themselves. That's energy. It's the vibe you carry, the emotional tone you radiate. Confidence, self-worth, warmth, playfulness. These are all forms of energy, and they create emotional impact. Attraction is, at its core, emotional. That spark we talk about. It isn't found in someone's jawline or dress size. It's in how they make you feel about yourself when you're with them, and how they feel about themselves. When a woman is grounded in her own value, when she walks into a room knowing she doesn't need to prove anything, her energy shifts. She's not performing, she's simply being. That authenticity is rare and irresistible. It allows her to connect deeply, to express freely, and to carry a quiet confidence that whispers, "I belong here." That's what pulls people in. It's not loud or showy. It's subtle, it's powerful, and it's lasting. Appearance can spark interest, but energy builds connection. You can be the most attractive person in the room and still be invisible if your energy is closed. You can also be someone others can't stop thinking about because your energy was real, open, and unapologetically yours. Have you ever noticed how some people look more attractive the more you get to know them? That's because their energy, their inner light, enhances how you perceive their appearance. It adds texture, depth, character. On the flip side, someone who initially seemed attractive can lose that appeal quickly if their energy feels arrogant, guarded, or insecure. The way you carry your energy starts with your internal dialogue. What are you telling yourself as you walk into that room? Are you focused on how you compare to everyone else? Or are you centered in your own worth, your own presence? Because people can feel that difference instantly. Insecurity makes you shrink. Confidence lets you expand. And energy, real, grounded, self-assured energy, is expansive. It creates space for others to be drawn to you without you having to chase or impress. There's a reason we say chemistry and not just attraction. Chemistry is the emotional exchange between two people. It's energy in motion. It's not always about physical perfection. It's about the charge in the air, the way someone makes you laugh effortlessly, the way they listen, the way they show up fully. If attraction were just about looks, relationships would be easy, but they're not. Because what sustains interest is the feeling someone gives you, not the image they present. So how do you cultivate attractive energy? It starts with getting to know yourself, really know yourself. What do you love? What lights you up? What values guide your decisions? When you align with your own truth and express it unapologetically, you generate authenticity. And authenticity is the foundation of attractive energy. It doesn't need to be loud. In fact, some of the most magnetic people are calm, quiet, and deeply secure in who they are. Their strength is not in dominating the room, but in not needing to. Also, pay attention to your emotional state. Are you present or distracted? Anxious or at ease? Open or defensive? These internal states affect your body language, your voice, your facial expressions, everything, and they shape how others feel around you. If you want to become more attractive, work on becoming more present. Learn how to truly listen, to laugh from the heart, to show appreciation, to carry gratitude. Those are energetic traits, and they turn even the simplest moment into something memorable. Men, like everyone else, are not just looking for someone who looks good. They're looking for someone who feels good to be around, who lifts them, who adds life, warmth, and spark to their world. So while appearance may open the door, it's your energy that invites them to stay. That's why the most powerful thing you can ever wear isn't an outfit. It's your presence, your groundedness, your joy. Because that's the kind of attraction that goes beyond surface and leaves a lasting impression. Clothing is one of the most powerful forms of non-verbal communication we have at our disposal, and yet it's often overlooked or underestimated in its impact. Every piece of clothing you choose to wear sends a message, not just to others, but to yourself first and foremost. It's a language that speaks before you say a word. What you wear can express confidence, creativity, professionalism, playfulness, or vulnerability. It can show your mood, your intentions, and your values without a single syllable being uttered. This is why understanding clothing as a form of communication is so essential, especially when it comes to attraction and relationships. Because men and women alike pick up on these signals, whether consciously or subconsciously, and they affect how we are perceived and how we connect. When you get dressed in the morning, you're essentially preparing to tell a story about yourself. Are you telling a story of strength and independence with a sharp blazer or a bold color? Or are you sharing softness and openness with flowing fabrics and gentle pastels? Maybe your outfit speaks to your creative spirit with eclectic patterns or vintage finds. Each choice shapes how people receive you before they even get to know you. And this reception can influence the quality of your interactions and relationships. When you wear clothing that aligns with your authentic self, the message you send is clear and consistent, making you more approachable and attractive. Conversely, if your clothing clashes with how you want to feel or be perceived, it creates confusion and distance. Clothing as non-verbal communication also taps into cultural codes and social expectations. Certain colors, fabrics, and styles carry meanings that have been shaped by society over time. For example, the color red often signals passion, energy, and confidence, which is why it's frequently associated with attraction and romance. Black is commonly linked with sophistication and elegance, while white can symbolize purity and simplicity. By understanding these cultural signals, you can intentionally use clothing to influence how others perceive you. However, the key is to use these signals in a way that feels true to you, rather than simply conforming to expectations. Authenticity in your non-verbal communication is what creates genuine connection. Men, in particular, are often wired to respond to non-verbal cues before verbal ones. When they see a woman, the first thing they notice isn't the words she says, it's how she presents herself visually. This presentation sets the tone for how they interpret everything else about her. Is she approachable or distant, confident or unsure, open or guarded? Clothing plays a crucial role in answering these unspoken questions. For instance, a well-fitted outfit that flatters your shape sends a message of self-care and confidence. It says you respect yourself and your body. On the other hand, wearing something that feels uncomfortable or ill-fitting can send a signal of discomfort or uncertainty, even if you don't intend it. But clothing communication goes beyond just the cut or fit. It's also about how you style your outfit and the details you add. Accessories, shoes, and even the way you wear your hair contribute to the overall message. A bold necklace might say you're adventurous, while delicate jewelry can convey a sense of elegance or subtlety. The way you pair your clothes, mixing textures, colors, or styles can show creativity and personality. These details allow you to craft a nuanced message about who you are, inviting curiosity and connection from others. And when men notice these thoughtful touches, it often signals that you take pride in yourself and pay attention to details, which can be incredibly attractive. The beauty of clothing as non-verbal communication is that it's constantly in motion. It changes with your mood, the environment, and the message you want to send that day. This flexibility allows you to be intentional and strategic about how you communicate through your appearance. For example, if you want to appear more approachable and warm, you might choose softer fabrics and lighter colors. If you want to command respect and convey authority, sharper lines and structured pieces might be your go-to. Over time, you develop a signature style that becomes part of your personal brand, a visual shorthand that tells people who you are at a glance. It's also important to remember that your clothing sends messages to you as well as others. The outfit you wear affects how you carry yourself, how confident you feel, and how you interact with the world. When you wear something that aligns with your inner mood and values, you move through your day with greater ease and authenticity. This internal alignment radiates outward and enhances your non-verbal communication, creating a positive feedback loop that draws others in naturally. Non-verbal communication through clothing is a powerful tool in attraction because it bypasses the analytical mind and speaks directly to instinct and emotion. It's part of what makes attraction feel effortless and electric. Men don't just see a dress or a blouse. They see the story that dress tells about the woman wearing it. Is she vibrant and joyful? Is she mysterious and alluring? Is she grounded and authentic? These messages trigger responses that are deeply rooted in biology and psychology. Ultimately, understanding clothing as non-verbal communication empowers you to take control of how you present yourself and how you attract others. It's about being intentional, authentic, and aware of the signals you send. When you embrace this idea, you unlock a new level of confidence and magnetism because you're no longer just dressing to cover your body. You're dressing to express your true self and connect on a deeper level. That's the kind of presence that leaves a lasting impression and makes men and everyone around you take notice. Men respond to emotion, not just style. And this is a truth that often gets overlooked in conversations about attraction. While style, the clothes, the colors, the trends, can certainly catch a man's eye initially, What really holds his attention and creates a genuine connection is the emotional signal behind that style. When a woman dresses in a way that conveys her feelings, her mood, and her energy, it creates an invisible but palpable pull that style alone cannot achieve. Men are wired to pick up on emotional cues because attraction is not just a surface experience, it's a deeply emotional one. It's about how a woman's presence makes them feel on a fundamental level. Think about it this way: a man might notice a stunning outfit and admire it from afar, but that admiration can remain purely visual and fleeting. What transforms that admiration into genuine interest is when he senses the emotion behind it: confidence, joy, warmth, mystery, playfulness. When a woman's style reflects how she feels inside, it communicates authenticity, and men respond to authenticity in a powerful way. It's as if the clothing becomes a bridge between her internal world and the external world, and that bridge invites men to cross over and connect on a deeper level. Emotion is what makes style memorable. A dress on its own is just fabric, but when a woman wears that dress with a smile, a sparkle in her eyes, or a relaxed and confident posture, the dress takes on new meaning. It becomes a symbol of who she is in that moment. Men respond to this because they are looking for someone who feels alive, not just someone who looks perfect. The emotional energy a woman projects through her style adds layers of depth and richness that pure aesthetics cannot replicate. It's what makes a simple outfit extraordinary. Furthermore, emotions are contagious. When a woman wears something that reflects happiness, excitement, or calmness, that energy can literally be felt by the men around her. It creates a magnetic field that draws them in without any effort or intention. Conversely, if a woman's style is overshadowed by negative emotions like insecurity, stress, or detachment, men can sense that too, and it often creates distance rather than attraction. So the emotional state that accompanies style is just as important, if not more important, than the style itself. Men also respond to vulnerability and openness, which are emotional states conveyed through style choices. Wearing something that makes a woman feel vulnerable, like a softer fabric, a delicate neckline, or a color that's outside her comfort zone, can communicate courage and authenticity. This kind of emotional expression is incredibly attractive because it reveals a willingness to be seen and accepted for who she truly is. Men are drawn to that kind of openness because it invites them to lower their own defenses and connect emotionally. In addition, emotion behind style can communicate intention. For example, a woman who dresses with playful colors, whimsical patterns, or unexpected combinations is sending a message of fun and spontaneity. Men pick up on that, and it sparks curiosity and excitement. On the other hand, a woman who chooses a sleek, classic look with minimal accessories may be communicating seriousness, confidence, and sophistication. Both emotional expressions attract different types of men and create different types of connections. But the key is that the emotion behind the style is clear and authentic. It's also important to recognize that men's response to emotion is not limited to romantic attraction. Emotion communicated through style can make men feel comfortable, respected, and valued. When a woman's style radiates warmth and kindness, it creates an inviting atmosphere. Men respond positively to that because it signals safety and emotional availability. These are qualities that foster deeper, meaningful connections beyond just physical attraction. Moreover, style that conveys emotion can tell a story. Every choice a woman makes, whether it's the way she pairs a scarf, the shoes she wears, or how she layers her clothing, can reveal aspects of her personality, her experiences, or her mood. Men are naturally curious about stories, especially when they feel emotionally invited to discover them. When style becomes a form of emotional storytelling, it creates layers of intrigue that go far beyond what the eye can see. Men respond to that kind of depth because it invites them into a woman's world, making attraction an experience rather than a moment. Another way emotion plays into style is through consistency. When a woman consistently wears styles that reflect her true emotions and personality, it builds trust. Men feel they know her because her external expression matches the internal experience. This alignment between style and emotion creates credibility and draws men in because it feels real. On the flip side, if a woman's style is inconsistent with the emotions she projects, it can create confusion and distance. Ultimately, men respond to emotion because attraction is a holistic experience involving mind, body, and heart. Style is an important tool, but it's the emotional content behind it that turns attraction into connection. When a woman embraces her feelings and allows those emotions to influence how she presents herself, she becomes magnetic in a way that goes far beyond fabric and fashion. She becomes unforgettable. Men don't just see the style, they feel the emotion. And that feeling is what makes them come closer, stay longer, and want to know more. Effort speaks louder than perfection, especially when it comes to attraction and how we present ourselves to the world. There's a common misconception that to be truly attractive, flawless, or desirable, you have to look like you just stepped off a magazine cover. Every hair in place, every detail meticulously styled, every outfit perfectly coordinated. But the truth is far more refreshing and empowering. It's the effort you put into yourself that really makes the difference. When a woman shows that she cares enough to make an effort, men notice it. It's a sign of self-respect, intentionality, and authenticity that outshines any attempt at perfection. Perfection can sometimes feel cold or unattainable, even intimidating. It's an ideal, often artificially constructed, that can leave both the person striving for it and the people around them feeling disconnected. In contrast, effort feels human. It feels approachable. When a woman takes time to care for herself, to dress in a way that reflects who she is, even if it's not perfect by societal standards, it sends a message that she values herself and the interaction she's entering into. That effort is a form of communication that says, I'm worth your attention and I'm worth my own. There's something incredibly magnetic about a woman who shows up intentionally, even if she's not flawless. Maybe her hair isn't perfectly styled, but it's clear she brushed it with care. Maybe her makeup is minimal but thoughtfully applied. Maybe her outfit isn't the latest trend, but it suits her personality and makes her feel confident. Men respond to this because it feels genuine. It's an honest expression of self-care and attention rather than a constructed mask trying to hide flaws. Effort also speaks to resilience and strength. It shows that a woman is willing to show up for herself every day, despite imperfections or challenges. That kind of strength is attractive because it communicates reliability and emotional stability. Men want to be around someone who values herself enough to try, even when things aren't perfect. It's far more compelling than someone who appears flawless but distant or disconnected. Because at the end of the day, everyone relates to effort and authenticity more than an unattainable standard of perfection. Moreover, effort is a reflection of intention. When you put effort into how you present yourself, it shows you are engaged in your life and your relationships. You're saying, I want to be here. I want to connect. That kind of intention is magnetic because it invites reciprocity. Men notice when a woman is present and invested, and that effort naturally fosters attraction. It's the difference between walking into a room and blending in versus walking in and making an impression. There's also something wonderfully freeing about embracing effort over perfection. Perfectionism can lead to paralysis, waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect outfit, the perfect look before taking action or engaging with others. But when effort becomes your guide, you allow yourself to move forward, to experiment, to show up imperfectly but fully. That freedom creates a sense of joy and confidence that men pick up on instantly. It says, I'm comfortable enough in myself to be human, and that vulnerability is incredibly attractive. Effort also allows room for personality and individuality to shine through. When a woman stops trying to be perfect and starts focusing on what makes her feel good and express who she is, she becomes unique. Men are drawn to that authenticity because it's rare in a world saturated with filters and facades. The quirks, the imperfect smiles, the little details that show you're genuinely yourself. Those are the things that create lasting attraction. In addition, effort is often about small but meaningful choices. It might be taking a few extra minutes to put on a favorite necklace that holds sentimental value, choosing shoes that make you feel powerful, or simply making sure your clothes are clean and comfortable. These small acts demonstrate care and presence. They tell men that you're someone who pays attention, not just to yourself, but to the moment and the connection you're creating. Effort also has an emotional impact beyond the visual. When you make an effort, you boost your own confidence, and confidence is one of the most attractive qualities a woman can possess. It changes the way you carry yourself, how you speak, how you interact. Men are not just attracted to the outward appearance of effort. They're attracted to the energy that effort generates. That energy is warm, inviting, and real. It's important to recognize that effort doesn't mean exhausting yourself or conforming to unrealistic standards. It means choosing to care enough to show up as your best self in each moment. It means valuing your own presence and the experience you're creating for yourself and others. That level of care and commitment creates a magnetic energy that far outweighs any superficial polish. Attraction rooted in effort is sustainable because it's based on authenticity and self-respect. It doesn't rely on fleeting trends or external validation, but on the deeper connection you have with yourself. Men sense when a woman's effort comes from a place of love rather than obligation or insecurity, and that is what truly captivates. In the end, perfection might grab attention momentarily, but effort builds connection. Effort shows up in the way you carry yourself, in the choices you make, and in the way you engage with the world. It's a message of value, intention, and presence that resonates deeply. When you embrace effort over perfection, you invite men to see and appreciate the real you, and that is the most irresistible thing of all. The magic of femininity and authenticity lies in their profound ability to create genuine attraction and deep connection. Femininity is often misunderstood as simply a set of external traits or behaviors, but at its core, it is an energy, an essence that is uniquely powerful when combined with authenticity. When a woman embraces her femininity authentically, she taps into a natural magnetism that cannot be replicated or forced. It is a force that draws people in, not because of what she wears or how she looks, but because of who she truly is and how she expresses that truth. Authenticity is the foundation on which true femininity flourishes. Without authenticity, femininity risks becoming a performance, a mask that can feel distant or insincere. But when femininity is expressed through the lens of authenticity, it becomes a vibrant and radiant part of a woman's identity. This is where real power lies, in the courage to show up as yourself, fully and unapologetically, while embracing the qualities that make you feel feminine. That might mean softness and strength, vulnerability and resilience, grace and boldness all at once. It's the freedom to be complex, to be real, and to be beautifully imperfect. Men are naturally drawn to authenticity because it signals trustworthiness and emotional availability. When a woman is authentic, she is transparent and genuine, and that creates a safe space for connection. Femininity expressed authentically is inviting. It invites men to see the real woman, to engage with her on a deeper emotional level. This kind of connection goes beyond superficial attraction and builds the foundation for lasting relationships. It's the magic that transforms a fleeting glance into lingering interest. Femininity itself is a dynamic energy that isn't about fitting into stereotypes, but about embracing qualities like warmth, receptivity, playfulness, and emotional expression. These qualities, when expressed authentically, create an emotional resonance that men instinctively respond to. For example, softness isn't weakness. It's a form of strength that allows a woman to be approachable and relatable. Playfulness isn't frivolity. It's an expression of joy and creativity that adds lightness to interaction. When these elements come from a place of authenticity, they amplify a woman's presence and make her unforgettable. Authenticity also means honoring your own desires, boundaries, and values. Femininity is often associated with pleasing others, but true feminine power lies in knowing what you want and standing firmly in it. When a woman is clear about her needs and communicates them honestly, she commands respect and admiration. This clarity and self-awareness are deeply attractive because they show that she is aligned with herself and not afraid to live on her own terms. Men respond to that kind of integrity because it signals emotional maturity and strength. Another aspect of this magic is the balance femininity and authenticity create between vulnerability and confidence. Vulnerability is often seen as a risk, but when embraced authentically, it becomes a bridge to intimacy. Sharing your true feelings, your fears, and your hopes invites connection. Men are drawn to women who can show their humanity without losing their sense of self. Confidence doesn't mean never doubting or struggling. It means continuing to show up and express your truth despite challenges. This combination of openness and strength is incredibly magnetic. The magic also shows up in how femininity and authenticity influence communication. When a woman speaks from an authentic place, her words carry weight and sincerity. She listens deeply and responds with empathy. This creates emotional safety and encourages genuine dialogue. Men find this refreshing because it moves beyond surface-level interaction and into meaningful exchange. Authentic feminine energy in communication fosters understanding and builds emotional bonds that are the foundation for attraction and connection. It's important to recognize that femininity and authenticity are not fixed traits. They evolve and shift with time and experience. A woman's expression of femininity may look different at various stages of her life, and authenticity means allowing that evolution without judgment. This fluidity is part of the magic. It shows a woman's capacity to grow, adapt, and embrace the fullness of who she is. Men respond to that kind of depth and self-acceptance because it reflects a life lived with purpose and passion. Moreover, authenticity and femininity encourages self-compassion. When a woman accepts herself fully, including her imperfections and vulnerabilities, she radiates a warmth that is irresistible. This self-acceptance allows her to connect with others without fear of rejection or judgment. Men sense this openness and are naturally drawn to it because it creates a safe space for them to be themselves as well. The magic lies in this mutual acceptance and the emotional freedom it creates. Femininity and authenticity also play a vital role in how a woman navigates her relationships. When she is authentic, she attracts partners who appreciate and respect her true self rather than a facade. This alignment leads to healthier, more fulfilling relationships because it's based on mutual understanding and genuine connection. Femininity expressed authentically isn't about trying to change to fit someone else's ideal. It's about shining your own light and inviting others to appreciate it. Ultimately, the magic of femininity and authenticity is that they create a presence that can't be ignored. It's a presence that draws people in with warmth, curiosity, and respect. It's a power that comes not from trying to be perfect or fitting into a mold, but from the courage to be real, to be vulnerable, and to be unapologetically yourself. That is the kind of energy that creates lasting attraction, deep connection, and meaningful relationships. It's the kind of magic that transforms ordinary moments into unforgettable experiences, simply because it is true and whole. In a world saturated with fast fashion, constant updates, and ever-changing trends, It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that style is all about keeping up with what's new and popular. But the truth is, less about trends and more about expression is where real style and real attraction reside. Style is not a checklist of the latest colors, cuts, or fabrics. It is a deeply personal form of self-expression. When you shift your focus from following trends to expressing who you truly are, your style becomes authentic, magnetic, and meaningful. Trends come and go, often dictated by what the fashion industry pushes or what celebrities happen to be wearing at the moment. They can make you feel pressured to constantly change your look, which can be exhausting and expensive. More importantly, chasing trends can disconnect you from your own identity. When your style is about trying to fit in or appear current, it can mask your uniqueness and leave you feeling like just another face in the crowd. On the other hand, when style is about expression, it's about celebrating what makes you different and letting that individuality shine. Expression through style is about tuning into how you feel, what you love, and what you want to communicate without relying on external approval. It's about choosing clothes and accessories that resonate with your personality, your values, and your mood. This might mean wearing bright colors because they make you feel joyful, or choosing classic, timeless pieces because they reflect your appreciation for simplicity and elegance. When you dress for yourself rather than for others, your confidence naturally increases, and confidence is one of the most attractive qualities anyone can have. Men respond to this kind of authentic expression because it tells them who you are beyond the surface. They're not just attracted to the cut of your dress or the latest handbag. They are drawn to the story your style tells. When your clothing choices reflect your true self, it invites curiosity and connection. It signals that you know who you are and that you're comfortable in your own skin. This kind of presence creates a magnetic energy that no trend can replicate. Style as expression also allows for creativity and experimentation. When you're not bound by trends, you give yourself permission to explore different looks and mix elements in ways that feel exciting and authentic to you. This freedom makes style fun and personal, rather than stressful or obligatory. Maybe you pair vintage pieces with modern accessories, or you mix textures and patterns that reflect your mood. Each outfit becomes a canvas, and your style becomes a living artwork that evolves with you. Men notice this creativity because it signals passion and individuality, qualities that go far beyond appearance. Furthermore, focusing on expression rather than trends encourages sustainability in your wardrobe choices. Instead of buying something just because it's trendy and will be out of style next season, you invest in pieces that you truly love and will wear often. This approach not only saves money, but also supports a more mindful relationship with fashion and the environment. Men respect a woman who makes thoughtful choices and takes care of her belongings, as it reflects responsibility and intentional living. Another important aspect of expression over trends is how it impacts your mood and mindset. When you wear clothes that feel authentic to you, you naturally feel more comfortable and empowered. This comfort translates into better body language, more ease in social situations, and a stronger sense of self. Men pick up on these subtle cues, often without realizing it, because they are drawn to people who carry themselves with genuine confidence and self-awareness. Expression through style also strengthens your personal brand. Whether you're at work, on a date, or simply out with friends, your style becomes part of how you communicate your values, personality, and energy. When your style is consistent with who you are, it builds recognition and trust. People, including men, feel like they get you, which lays the groundwork for deeper connections. This authenticity makes interactions smoother and more meaningful. It's important to acknowledge that expression through style doesn't mean rejecting all trends outright. Trends can be fun and inspiring, and there's nothing wrong with incorporating elements that resonate with you. The difference is that you make those choices consciously, selecting what fits your personal expression rather than blindly following the crowd. This selective approach ensures that your style remains uniquely yours and not just a reflection of what's popular. Moreover, style as expression empowers you to embrace imperfection and change. Because it's rooted in who you are, it's flexible and adaptable. Your style can evolve with your experiences, moods, and phases of life without losing its core authenticity. This evolution is part of the beauty of expression. It honors your growth and allows you to keep discovering new facets of yourself. Men find this openness and self-acceptance incredibly appealing because it mirrors emotional depth and resilience. Ultimately, when you focus less on trends and more on expression, you reclaim style as a tool for connection and confidence rather than conformity. Your clothing choices become an extension of your inner world, a way to share your story without words. This approach transforms how you relate to yourself and to others. Men notice the difference because they feel the energy behind your style. It's genuine, vibrant, and alive. And that is far more attractive than any fleeting trend could ever be. Mystery and suggestion over revelation is a timeless principle that holds a powerful allure, especially when it comes to attraction. In a culture where so much is laid bare instantly, through social media, instant messaging, and oversharing, the art of mystery can feel almost lost. Yet mystery is what captivates and intrigues. It invites curiosity, sparks imagination, and creates a magnetic pull that straightforward revelation simply can't match. When a woman chooses suggestion over full revelation, she invites men into a dance of discovery rather than handing everything over at once. This dynamic keeps interest alive and builds a connection that feels exciting and fresh. The essence of mystery lies in what is left unsaid or unseen, creating a space for the other person to wonder, to imagine, and to invest emotionally. Men respond deeply to this because humans are naturally wired to seek patterns and solve puzzles. When a woman reveals everything about herself immediately, the element of surprise and discovery disappears. But when she allows bits of herself to unfold gradually, it engages his mind and emotions. It's like reading a compelling novel. If the story is given away on the first page, the reader loses interest. But when the plot thickens and unfolds over time, the intrigue builds and the connection deepens. Mystery is not about being secretive or playing games. Rather, it's a conscious choice to hold space for yourself and your story. It means valuing your own depth and allowing the other person to want to know you more, rather than feeling entitled to immediate access. This balance creates a respectful dynamic where both parties are curious and motivated to explore each other's worlds. Suggestion as a tool lets a woman communicate attraction and interest without exhausting herself or losing her sense of self. It's an elegant way of saying, "There's more to me than meets the eye." And that invitation is profoundly attractive. When it comes to physical presence, mystery and suggestion work in subtle yet powerful ways. Rather than revealing everything at once, a hint here or a glimpse there becomes a way to captivate attention. For example, choosing an outfit that suggests more than it shows, or using accessories like a delicate scarf or a bold lipstick to create a focal point draws the eye and the mind in. This kind of suggestion ignites desire because it leaves room for interpretation and imagination. Men are not just looking for visual information, they're responding to what is hinted at beneath the surface. Emotionally, mystery encourages patience and investment. It challenges a man to be present, to pay attention, and to earn access to deeper levels of connection. This dynamic builds anticipation and makes interactions more meaningful. When a woman shares parts of herself in a way that invites questions rather than answers, it creates a sense of partnership in discovery. Men find this engaging because it respects their desire to understand and appreciate someone gradually, fostering a stronger emotional bond. Moreover, mystery and suggestion protect a woman's emotional energy. When she doesn't reveal everything immediately, she maintains control over her own vulnerability and pace. This empowers her to create boundaries that feel comfortable and authentic. It's not about hiding or manipulating, but about preserving her own sense of self and well-being. Men are attracted to that kind of emotional strength because it signals self-respect and confidence. Mystery also creates a space for storytelling and shared experiences to grow naturally. Instead of rushing to disclose everything up front, the unfolding of personal stories, quirks, and passions over time makes the connection richer and more texture. This gradual revelation keeps conversations lively and engaging, encouraging deeper understanding and empathy. Men are drawn to this evolving narrative because it mirrors the natural rhythm of meaningful relationships. It's important to note that mystery doesn't mean withholding honesty or being disingenuous. True mystery is rooted in authenticity and integrity. It means sharing what feels right at the moment and trusting that the rest will reveal itself in due time. Suggestion is about being deliberate and mindful with your energy and openness. This approach invites respect and curiosity rather than confusion or frustration. Mystery also taps into the power of anticipation, which heightens emotional and physical attraction. Anticipation creates excitement, making interactions feel electric and alive. When a woman embraces mystery, she fuels this anticipation naturally, allowing desire to build rather than fizzle out too quickly. Men respond to this energy because it makes every encounter feel like an adventure, filled with promise and possibility. In relationships, mystery and suggestion foster longevity. When both people continue to discover new things about each other, the connection remains dynamic and fresh. This contrasts with relationships where everything is revealed too soon, which can sometimes lead to boredom or complacency. Maintaining an element of mystery invites ongoing curiosity and deepens emotional intimacy over time. Ultimately, mystery and suggestion over revelation create a rhythm that honors both self and other. It respects a woman's right to hold space for herself while inviting a man to show up with genuine interest and patience. This balance is magnetic because it blends confidence with vulnerability, openness with boundaries. It turns attraction into an ongoing dance rather than a one-time event. This art of mystery is not about creating distance, but about cultivating presence. The presence of someone who knows her worth and invites connection on her terms. It's a powerful reminder that attraction is as much about what is not said or shown as what is. The spaces between words, the pauses, the glances, all carry meaning and create allure. Men respond deeply to these nuances because they signal depth, complexity, and life beyond the surface. When a woman masters the balance of mystery and suggestion, she becomes unforgettable. She creates a magnetic field that draws men in, not just with her looks, but with the richness of her presence. This is the kind of attraction that lasts, the kind that builds meaningful connections and opens the door to true intimacy. It's a subtle power, one that speaks softly but resonates loudly, making mystery and suggestion an essential part of the dance of attraction.